felt so right, and we gave it all and gave him a fight. Can you feel the beat, all the energy? I loved it all from start. Can you see it clear, all the happy years? I kept them in my heart. The time of our lives, it was all about fun. We were the kids, it was all about punk. A shame we grow older. Remember it like it was yesterday. We were the kids and we did okay. A shame we grow older.
Hi, good morning here from Newcastle Bowling Club. We're just gonna mute the sound for a moment while they're doing the trial ends. We'll be back as soon as they completed their second trial end. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Yeah, good morning. Still morning. I see we still have 10 minutes till afternoon. Here at Newcastle Bowling Club, a lovely sunny day here at for round 5 of the 2024 Bowls of Africa Mixed Pairs. I'm joined in commentary by the ever joyful Owen James, having a lovely morning.
Yeah, no, I was fortunate enough to be able to wander the first game and watch all the different teams playing. And yeah, I'll spend the next hour or two with you while we watch the Kingfisher versus the Boland game. Boland has just come off of a very big win on their previous game. And Kingfisher is always constant and has been playing some great bowls. So I believe we're in for a crack of a game again.
Yeah, and some key matches in that previous round. It went down all to the wire almost. Almost a few surprises as well.
Yeah. We're hoping that the tournament is still standing wide open for especially in the one pool. I think it's the red pool, this one that we're going to be watching today. It's still wide open. So yeah, everybody is playing their best because they know what's coming at the end.
Yeah, the red section, we have the top three only separated by one win between the three of them, 3 points. So a win or a lose in this round could move you up or down in the top three. And number 4 and 5 is not far away. And currently in 5th is Boland on 6 points. So they'll be hoping to get a win and to get into that top part of the competition come the 6th round and then the 3 final rounds tomorrow.
Yep.
A bit of a moving day today almost, but I think tomorrow will be the big day where the tactics of who you're playing against and who's left and asking favors from other teams or praying for favors.
Yeah, praying for favors from other teams can count in your favor tomorrow. But yeah, today is it's definitely moving day. A lot of the players are already starting to do the mathematics, especially in the red pool.
Yeah, but even the blue section, we have the JBA side on 12 points, but Neil Burkett is hot on their heels.
And Neil and his partner are playing John Malopi this round. So again, it's an interesting situation there.
And John Malopi's side is currently in 3rd as well. So it's that will either make or break their tournaments. But I think there's still a few games left that could change things.
Yeah.
And there's always the let's say I won't say the bottom half, but the players with the teams with lesser points that can cause an upset.
Definitely. Yeah. I was speaking to Neil during the tea break, and he said to me this next game is a big game for him against John. So we'll see how they come out of that one.
We'll keep you updated on those scores as well. So as we get used to who's playing with which color bowls. Indicating they're 4 down.
They're 4 down already.
Asking Petunia how much is through. Edwin, if I remember correctly. It will. Running through again. He has 1 ball left.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting with the colours. We've got Kingfisher playing with the red ball, and we've got Boland playing with the red ball as well.
Petunia for Chain also playing. So the lead from Boland playing in red and the skip from Kingfisher. It will with a very static delivery stance. Should do well on these faster greens. And I think he might.
Let's just
Yeah,
have a look.
He's trying really hard to cut off this. The question is, has he done enough? Only 2 has been taken out so far, so he's definitely. Petunia happy to give 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've given 3 away.
The Kingfisher taking the lead 3-0 after one end.
So, Ellen Corker from Kingfisher plays out of Widdenham Retirement Village nowadays. I believe she was previously from around this area. If my facts serve me correctly, she has played in this area previously, but now down on the coast at the Widdenham Retirement Village. I believe the Widdenham Retirement Village is one of the 3. There's 3 retirement villages down around that Margate and Widdenham area, and there's the village and as well as Widdenham, and then there's the Ramsgate. They're all together as a retirement village, and I've been fortunate enough to play on the village in Margate. Bowling greens, and they are superbly maintained, and really the village seems to, or the retirement association there certainly looks after their bowling greens.
Yeah, I'll have to see when I'm at the coastal area again. I like trying to go and play at new clubs. Seeing different parts of the country. And Ellen, a very accomplished player, Owen.
Most definitely, when you look at some of her past record, is 2002 Commonwealth. Played in the Commonwealth pairs in Manchester and achieved a silver medal.
Yeah,
it's a great achievement there. Singles champion year 2000, I think it was.
Yeah,
National singles.
Yeah, 2000.
And so she's got a great track record, and
she's also won this title, it seems like. I'm not sure which date, but I see if we go into a domestic career, she's won the national singles, national mixed pairs, national fours, senior inter-districts, and the senior masters.
the domestic record is fantastic. Yeah. There's mention of her here at the Atlantic Rim, taking place at the Atlantic Rim in 1999 as well. So
Playing with Trishang, playing second for uh, um,
Was it Lorna?
Lorna Tigwell, one of the greats.
Yeah. So definitely got a great bowling pedigree. And I was actually watching her last night when they brought out the guitar and they were having a sing-along in the pub. And she was enjoying herself and seemed very relaxed and just enjoying being here, I think.
Yeah, and currently holding 2 shots here. So enjoying the greens as well this morning.
It would seem.
And a skipper moves the jack backwards. It is
Desmond.
Desmond.
So moved the jack. So they were holding 2 and they're now holding just the 1. But yep.
Yeah, and I see if I did a quick Google search.
Oh, okay.
She's also served as team manager for Team South Africa until 2007, after her career after the Commonwealth in Manchester.
Oh, definitely a lady that's dedicated a lot of her life to bowls. Wonderful to see those types of records coming through. And still being so active and still playing top end bowls after so many years. She conveniently has left her age off of the data sheets, but she's still a wonderful lady.
Yeah, the experience is at least the one number she's given us. She's been playing for 46 years.
Yep.
Playing lawn bowls. Yeah, and the interest is music. So that's why she was enjoying
That
the
was-
sing-along yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know whether you've looked around, but we've had quite a number of the players that are here are very interested in music and singing. And I was watching last night when they brought out the guitar as to just how many people joined in and actually chose to have a sing along and took to the mic and started singing. So I witnessed at least 4.
Yeah. And I think a few sang in the background where you couldn't see them.
Yes. Yeah.
So Boland picking up there, picking up the 1. Current score 3-1 after 2 ends. I have to say, Owen, it seems this morning the teams are a lot more comfortable, especially in this section we have on the A green now, to play the longer ends than we had yesterday. But I think the wind was probably a factor yesterday as well.
Yeah, I think with it being so still today, I think with all the playing that took place yesterday, greens have definitely probably picked up another half a second or a second. Even for this time of the day, I think they'll still pick up a little bit more by late afternoon or early afternoon, I should say.
Yeah, and if we look across the green from our position, you can even see there on rink 4 and 5, the mat being moved up quite a bit as well.
Yeah, they've brought the mat up there on those ones, about the 27 meter, and the jacks are sitting. The jack is on the 2 meter mark. So there's a lot of experimenting going on.
And I think it comes from having played that first day, I think there's a lot of tension, and especially when you start this tournament, for teams arriving here, you do your practice, but it's different when you get onto the green and you have to play. Oh, brilliant draw there by Petunia.
Great start. I serve to be corrected, but what having a look at the teams from last year to this year, I only picked up that Northern Cape is the only team returning. I'm not sure. Open to correction here.
Yeah, no, I think you might be correct.
But CPN is Mama the only returning couples district to this year's tournament. So it's a lot of learning and getting to know everybody and who's who, and very interesting. I was quite impressed after the last game that was played with NIBA and BGN. The camaraderie that was shown after the game, and you guys spoke about the mentoring, and afterwards Francois stood for quite a while talking to the skip from NIBA and discussing a few items about bowls. I was eavesdropping there a little bit and
hoping to pick up some points as
yeah,
well.
I was also learning a lot, and you know, he was actually mentoring him through under certain conditions what shots selection he had, the options that he did have, and so on. So, you know, even though it's a big tournament like this, an important tournament, the mentoring that goes on from the experienced bowlers to the new up and coming and the new bowlers is so great to see.
This morning when I arrived, I spoke to Michelle Steele from the KZN countryside, and she said all she did in that last game against Western Province, which they also peeled, was listen to what Neil told his lead to do, and she did the same. So you're always learning in this game.
Yep. That was another great draw from Edwell. I think he was just resting. He's just rested on
Juniors.
Petula's bowl. So
and interesting. Both the Boland players complement each other for their biggest influence in the sport of lawn bowls. They've been playing together for quite a few years, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, when I was with them last night and chatting with them, and you could see that there was definite an understanding between the two of them of what each one likes, what each one doesn't like. So you can see this partnership has been growing for quite a while, and it's good to see, you know, that.
Now we're being reminded by our viewers that Wayne and Lara York was also here last year, so they're also one of the returning sides, and
I apologize for that.
No, don't worry. We're going on our own memories. That's why we have the crowd and our viewers. So that's why what it's nice about being interactive.
Yeah.
So let us know where you're watching from. From my angle, it looks like, unless that red bowl is the Kingfisher skips bowl.
The one at the back?
Yeah.
I think that's Petula's.
So then they're probably holding 4. I'm just wondering about that red ball just behind Edwell's third ball,
Yes.
closest to us. Which
Okay.
one that is?
It's
Taking
1,
2 out.
2.
So that red one should be Kingfisher one if they're measuring.
That looked like a signal for 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's 3 to
Confirmed it
Boland.
was 3 to Boland.
So they take the lead. 4 free after 3 ends completed.
So Batula actually started playing by playing in a business league in 2014. So, you know, it's only 10 years ago, and it's not long. But apparently she played it in the business league at her club. And that's where she got hooked on playing. And hasn't stopped. And that's club that she plays out of now is Caledon.
Yeah, and they have a very strong business league, if I remember correctly. And quite a few of the youngsters that come from the Boland area is also from that area, the under 15s and under 18s and under 25s that did so well this year.
She has been invited and has taken part at the Gold Squad, the SA Gold Squad as well. So, you know, she's definitely on the radar as being a great player.
Yeah, and I think winning the Open Singles Gold in Boland in 2021 probably helped, and the Open Masters Silver in 2022 in Boland
Definitely
keeps her on the radar.
keeps her, yep.
Yeah, and she has big ambitions to make the South African squad.
Yeah, she says she'll be very proud to be able to wear the green and gold, which is, you know, great honor to be able to put that blazer on. It's wonderful. She's played 3 beautiful balls.
Oh, Ellen looks to be on a good track here. Oh. Close. Yeah, and it looks like the Caledon Business League is producing stars because Edwell also started after playing in the Business League in 2014.
Okay, yeah, so they
So that Business League is a feeder for Boland, it seems like.
great great foundation, and great for Caledon to be able to bring these players through from the business league through to this level. It's
Yeah, and
wonderful.
I think Edwell will enjoy being on the live stream. I see one of his hobbies is anything that has to do with technology. A great shot there by Edwell.
By Edwell, yep.
So he'll probably enjoy. being part of the technology of bringing this wonderful game of lawn bowls to the public.
Oh,
I ended up in a good position at, but gave Petula a bit of a heart attack there.
yeah, I heard a little comment. Petula made the quick comment there, lucky miss. And with a big smile on her face. So,
Promotes that ball up, and I think he's taken the shot. Yeah.
yep. So that was Desmond promoting the Ellen's bowl into shot. Desmond has quite an interesting scenario here.
Unless you want to come and have a look, because you can play in here to beat this one. But if you move it over there, we go down.
Yeah. He's going.
He's going to declare.
Yeah. Wiser heads.
Yeah.
So he takes the one and run for Kingfisher. So they move on to 4 each. Peels after 4 ends.
Yep.
All fours.
All fours. Desmond is also a resident of Woodenham Retirement Village, so obviously that being a retirement village, they're playing at the same club.
And opting for a shorter end here. Not super short, but
Yeah, I think they still, with it only being 4 ends, they're still feeling each other out as to.
where the strengths and the weaknesses
strengths
are, and
and
finding your own
weaknesses.
strength first.
Yep.
And that's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, we joined on the live stream. We're already up to 182 viewers. Joining us on the live streams is Paul Ferns, Trish, old teammate of Ellen.
Oh, lovely. Great to hear.
And then we're also joined by Jerry, Gary, who's Ellen's mom, watching from London.
Oh, that's good. Good to see the stretch that we have. Yeah, she actually mentions that Gary and Richard, her 2 boys, were part of her influence and her biggest influences in playing the game of bowls. So kudos to you guys, Gary and Richard, for keeping your mom there, and you can see what she does nowadays.
Yeah, no, and enjoying the live stream, supporting there from all the way from
England.
From England. I think we probably have better weather than they have currently. It's really turned out to be a beautiful day. Not too hot.
The breeze is more of an easterly today, but it is really just a breeze. The banners are hardly fluttering, and the main weather flag is hardly moving. So currently there's no real influence from the wind on any of the games.
So Kingfisher currently holding 2, asking Petula to split those 2 bowls on a forehand. Oh, great wait for the shot she was attempting. Desmond playing on the backhand. He'll probably just try to draw another one close. Yeah, and he's great weight on that last one.
Perfect weight. But everyone we've spoken to has said that playing in this direction, the ditch hand is rather tricky.
Mm.
It's
Oh, we saw that on the live stream as well. If you have a small margin of error of just going too wide, and yesterday with the win, it was exaggerated even more. Elena, not too concerned about that back ball. I think it could get into play if something does happen with the jack.
if any movement could.
It was looking very tentative here, and he's almost gonna. Oh, yeah. So he's cut off 1. Oh, yeah, they were holding 2 anyway. But I think he can now probably, can play with a little bit more weight because he can promote his own ball up if he does miss the line.
Des was obviously trying to use one of the front balls to pull him in for a 3rd shot, but didn't quite get it.
Looks like they're going to go for the dead end.
Yes.
We're trying to change the naming.
it will.
It will take a while, but we'll get there.
Yep, he's having a go at it.
It's actually worked for him. Still 2. 2 to Kingfisher.
2 to Kingfisher.
So they move on to 6. 6-4 after 5 ends.
6-5-4.
Back is 4-5-6.
I didn't want to say that too quickly. I'm not too sure what we're having for what they're putting up for lunch today, but
something smelling very nicely here from
certainly
behind.
seem to see some braai fires going, and a little bit of smoke drifting across the green. But it's definitely got the smell of braai, South African braai. For those of you outside of South Africa,
They don't braai. They do something else.
They do a barbecue.
Yeah, and it's not the same thing.
Not the same thing, but an attempt.
Yeah. A cheap facsimile. I have to say, the one thing is the catering here at this tournament has been brilliant.
They've certainly, all the players have certainly, there's been not one person that I've heard saying, oh, they actually don't want to eat tonight or eat a meal or something like that.
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised how many teams stuck around to eat last night at the club. And I think the one reason is because the meals are so well priced as well.
Yeah, and the it's not that you're going to now duck off from here and go to Kentucky for a top up.
No, no, definitely not.
No, they've certainly, as we said yesterday, Newcastle did well yesterday, and again today they are on the ball.
Junior holding shot, yes, opportunity to draw a second one. And there's a lot of turn on playing towards basically green B
Yeah.
on that backhand. So you need to give it a lot of grass. The non-bowlers will wonder what are we talking about, grass? I have a lady in my district. She played with a youngster one day, and he was playing narrow the whole time. So she went over to the bank, picked up a bushel of grass, put it in his hand and says, now you take grass.
Hey, taking grass.
So he had to walk about 10 ends with the grass in his hand till he got it right.
Understood what it meant to take grass.
Roy Peters saying, hi Owen.
Roy Peters is one of the VIPSA members, Visually Impaired Bowlers of South Africa members. So glad to hear that the VIPSA, the visually impaired, are also, as I said, just because you're visually impaired doesn't mean you still can't follow bowls on live streaming. So great to hear that he's there watching it.
Yeah, and Gary from London just letting us know it's a nice 51 degrees over there, so they're probably eating a heat wave.
Yeah, that'd be.
Like, he can also have a braai on the Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. Yeah. The only difference between his balmy 31 that he's got now is it's the middle of summer.
Yeah.
We are here at 22 degrees, 24 degrees, round about there. Winter.
But I do hear we're going to have a bit of a colder day come Sunday. So every day we're dropping a few degrees.
Yes, I saw that according to the Weather Bureau, that could be a bit fresh on Sunday.
Luckily, we only have one game, the finals.
Finals on Sunday morning.
And Desmond drawing a D shot on his previous bowl and is trying to get another one close, and he's not far off.
Juda's looking very interested at this ball.
Edging it on. Oh! Isn't it strange how we as bowlers think we can make that bowl thin a little bit more? And you always get
signaling it and
edging it on,
edging it on
and calling it, and
Des is
Oh,
Oh, that's a great ball there.
yeah, that's a good position, but
yeah,
also a bit of a.
yeah. But it was also one of those happy misses. He looks like it will yeah, he dropped the weight there a little bit, sadly. And I actually thought Des was holding, but I see they're going straight in for a measure
Yeah,
for shot bowl.
oh, great for Petula propping that bowl. Des was holding, so we went too far off. I think she just wanted to make sure before she measured the second one. She needs to be careful there where she's standing now. She needs to call the umpire not to hit her own ball at the back. So it's just the one.
Just the one.
It's 1 to Kingfisher, so they move on to 7. After 6 ends. 7-4 after 6 ends. I'm going to quickly pop over to the, while you maybe give the players an update on this side, I'll move over to the sea green and I'll wait for you to signal me when you're done.
All right. So, as you just heard, Boland 4, Kingfisher 7 after 6 ends. Border is on 4 versus NIBA, Natal Inlands. Natal Inlands is on 9, Border on 4 after 6 ends. Then we've got the next rink is Port Natal versus Northern Free State, and they are 6 all. Peels after 6 ends as well. So Port Natal and Free State having a good go at each other. West, the next one is Northwest versus, I believe it's Limpopo. Northwest is up 7-2 on Limpopo. And then the final one is BGN. BGN versus, my eyesight is not that good. I can't see all the way to there, but BGN is down to 2-6 after 6 ends.
Yeah, thank you, Owen, there for that update here on the sea green. Important match there. Current score there, Western Province. City Bank. Current score there. So yeah, back to Owen.
Oh, sorry, my apologies for earlier. It's BGN against Sables, and Sables is up 6-2. My apologies for not knowing who the opposition was to BGN. But then all I had to do was look at the shirts and should have realized who it was. My apologies.
I have to say, the new Sables shirt is a little bit, you have to concentrate a little bit more. When they had that big sable on the back, it was a lot easier to identify them.
Yeah, it was definitely easier. And if you see the colors that they're in, is very close to NIBA's colors today.
Yeah, and Port Natal as well.
Yeah. But the definite yellow gold is very much the same as NIBA's.
And like we were saying on the sea green, that important match between Western Province and Ekurhuleni, it's really turning out to be a humdinger there. Western Province leading with just 1 point after 6 ends. Current score 4-3. So that's
Not big scores coming through on
no.
that.
And like Neil said, that's an important match for his side. And the locals team here from KZN Country is also giving a good showing against the JBA side. They just 3 down, I think. 1 down. They trail JBA 7-6.
Yeah, that's a good going, good showing.
And you can see the supporters are all sitting on the sea green, which is understandable. It's also the Newcastle team playing in for KZN Country,
Yeah,
with the president's wife playing lead.
it's definitely if there is an advantage, it definitely is a home ground advantage on this one, on that one. But
Yeah, and we've just broken the 200 mark for viewers.
great. Des is drawing a beautiful shot there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And a toucher as well.
Yeah.
On our side view, we can see that toucher. It's a great view we have here from the overhead. Higher shot from the static cam. Asking for Edwill just to crack the egg there. Let the white spill out. Oh, he's gotten the white, the jack.
Picked up the jack.
And I think he's now
Going to be
taking the shot.
interesting now to see who's got the shot.
Two down.
Des is very fortunate to have a person like Ellen as his lead, because you know, reading the head and describing what shot she thinks would be the best to play is a great with all of her experience.
Yeah, and she explained so well exactly what his options were.
Yeah, she definitely described the head for him. He knew what he was playing into. So
He was a bit unhappy with the weight on that last one.
Edwill's chosen to play the other hand.
And we've seen this is the more difficult one to get your line perfect. But he looks to be on a good line. It might be a bit narrow, but let's see how he ends up. He has, yeah, unfortunately just running into his own front bowl. So that 2 bowls are being taken out. Having a look at the third one.
Yep, they've given 2.
So that's 2 to Boland. And they move on to 6. Current score 6-7 after 7 ends completed.
Giving her freedom, that's good, or giving Atula freedom to put the jack wherever she wants it. Her length, what she feels comfortable with.
Almost, I don't mind where you put it as long as you put your bowl next to it.
Yeah, yeah. When I've been skipping and I've said that to my lead, I also have the feeling, well, you put the jack there. Now you put your bowl there as well. That's the length you want it, you've got it. Yeah.
If you're joining the stream now, let us know where you're watching from. Asking Pechuda just to drop about 1.5 meter. I remember by you commenting on the live stream, you're helping us promote the sport of bowls. The algorithm works in a way, the more comments and views we have, the more it shares it to non-subscribers, and we can expose the sport to non-bowlers in that way around the country.
There's so many people that still have this misconception about the game of bowls. You know, the old man's marbles, but it's such a tactical game. And yeah, you described it yesterday as being what chess, a form of chess with a moving target, or probably moving king. So yeah, it's and you did the calculation yesterday, I believe. What was it? We talked about on a day like this, walking between 7 and 10 kilometers.
Yeah, and doing about 160 lunges.
Lunges, 160 lunges, you know.
And try and do 160 lunges in a day, or in a training session. That's 4 sets of 40.
Yep.
You'll definitely feel it in your hamstrings. I've seen many a rugby player after playing a business league walk like they have a broom stuck to their back the next day.
Yes, you know, it's the different muscles that you're using. So, and I often recommend it, especially in the younger crowd that are not interested or too interested in the real contact sports, and I say to them, well, have you ever tried this sport and just see what muscles you suddenly have that you didn't have, that you didn't think you had yesterday. The next day you'll know what muscles you've got, and just get them out there. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for especially the younger crowd, getting out into the sunlight and, you know, being outdoors and in lovely environment, the exercise, the camaraderie that can go on. So, you know, bowls in so many aspects has got a great.
Yeah, that's why we call it the one sport for life and the one sport for all.
Yep.
And you being involved with the disability bowls as well, amazing what the sport of bowls allows those players to accomplish, and they're able to compete on the same level as able-bodied bowlers in many instances.
Good try there, Des, to push Edwell out, but Edwell's still holding the shot there. I think Petula's asked him to just put it back.
Yeah, and the thing is, especially when you're going to promote the sport of lawn bowls, the teachers shouldn't be worried that you target the first team rugby players or something, you're targeting those guys who are not interested in playing contact sports or not doing a sport at the moment.
Yes, yeah, definitely
There's where the opportunities are.
to get youngsters, middle aged, even the older guys that are I you might think it's weird, but I walk around and I go into shopping malls or something like that, and I see a gentleman on crutches or somebody in a wheelchair, and there's so many times I want to walk up to them and say,
Come to
"What
the
do you
green.
come to a green? Let me show you that wheelchair or those crutches that you're on and your prosthesis that you're using does not prevent you from playing a sport." And yeah, the tennis guys that are playing tennis out of wheelchairs, that lady and those ladies and those gents that are playing, they're superb players. In South Africa, has really done well recently at Wimbledon again with the wheelchair players.
So there's one to Boland.
There's
All peels after 8 ends, 7-7.
yeah,
Sorry for that interruption, just giving
No.
a score update.
no, there's and I often want to just say to them, there's a sport out there for you, and that sport will allow you to compete against the fully able-bodied person with no restrictions.
Yeah.
You're going to perform on the same platform.
Yeah,
No separation.
I was fortunate in my district. I played quite a few games against Fred
Freddie Sterenberg.
Sterenberg. And he was a wonderful man to play with. He all that experience, and he's always helping you in understanding the game as well. And I unfortunately never got the opportunity to beat him. We've been passing away a few years back. But yeah, it was always nice to have him at the green, and he was competing in the same tournaments, playing in our sub-district masters, and competing and winning some of the top players in the country or in the district.
And playing out of his wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, great man. We've got up in the Gauteng district, we've got some great blindies, affectionately called blindies. Understand? I watched Tracy Smith, directed by her husband, Tommy, and the two of them. There's Tracy, totally blind, and she will take on any challenge from any bowler. There's no holding back with her as to who her opponent is. And as I said, she's totally blind. And then obviously, we've got it now down in the Western Cape, I believe. In the Western Cape now, two of the blindies have been chosen or asked to go to one of the squads, the training squads down there. I would have, again, stand under correction, but the training squad at Western Province is Princess Schroeder and Michelle Ushin have both been invited, and they're both visually impaired to take part. So I wish them all the best at the camps, and hope they can prove their worth.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I was fortunate enough also to play against the late Ellen Labuschagne from the Northern Cape, also a great bowler, and her husband Lapis. I saw he was directing this year for somebody from the Western Cape.
Yes, that's correct. And
I think they won a medal as well.
They did take home a medal
At the Nationals.
Yes.
Yeah, and having the opportunity to um, maybe if you're not a top bowler to maybe assist in something like being a director, um, because I know the blind bowlers are always looking for directors. That's one of the probably the biggest hurdles for blindies to get into the sport is finding good directors or finding directors for them to use.
Yeah, definitely. You know, being a director for a blindie, I'm fortunate. I've been one, um, a director, and I still enjoy doing the function of a director. Um, it's just as rewarding when you can walk off and you've seen how well your player has done, um, and it is a bit of a commitment, you know, especially with the visually impaired that are more visually impaired, where you have to give them the time as well off the green.
Yeah,
It's not just
that's on the green.
just on the green. You give that time, and for those people that are the average bowler, like myself,
Yeah.
you know, that we're not going to play for our districts. We're not going to be
Yeah,
top class bowlers like what we're witnessing here
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
For them to give up that extra bit of time, and you come away with
Basically a national title maybe with your
Yeah.
player.
Yep. I was fortunate enough to have a wonderful lady, Michelle Ushan. I directed her for a short period of time recently, and through her abilities, I was able to represent South Africa as her director, and you know.
And you put on the green jacket just like the player.
I was fortunate enough to be allowed to wear one of those blazers as well. And that was due to, I believe, the way we gelled and worked together. And
It's not an easy way, but it's a rewarding way. It has its rewards. It's a great way to bring something into the sport that you may not be able to do as a provincial bowler. I always say there's only so many spots in the Protea side, and there's 25,000 bowlers who believe they can get there.
yeah. Yeah, and you know, again in last year in Australia with Michelle, we were fortunate to, well, I wouldn't say fortunate because she played so well. She came away with the bronze in the singles, and then she played with another dynamite visually impaired person, Herman Scholz from BGN, in the pairs, and as a pairs couple, we came away with silver. So, you know, it was great.
Yeah. And I have to say,
That was a wonderful shot
wonderful,
from
my two highlights on the calendar when I have to do streaming is the juniors nationals first, and then the disabilities. It's a and the sense of humor between the wheelies and wobblies and the blindies, as they like to call themselves, actually.
Yes, yeah.
And us being able to have this one of the disability bowlers compete in this tournament, and doing well, currently leading their section with her husband Jason.
Yes, yeah.
It shows what the sport can do. And like you say, I think you're almost like me when you see, like you said, when you see somebody in a wheelchair, you just want to pull them onto a green and give them a ball.
And say to them,
Try.
Try
What
it.
do you have to lose?
you've got nothing to lose and
The-
so
the-
much to gain.
Actually, the only thing you have to lose is falling in love with the game and giving your life to it, because it once that bug bites you.
And you know, for those people that are out there that are interested, it's a matter of My number is available on the BOL South Africa website. It's there, and they can simply phone me, and I'll put them in contact with the correct people that will do the classifications for them. Because we have the 4 classifications in the visually impaired, and we have the 4 classifications in the disabled, different levels of disability. And I'll put them in contact with the relevant people, bearing in mind that in South Africa we've got 3 international classifiers in the physically disabled. We've got the lovely lady by the name of Hazel. She's the world classifier for the visually impaired, and she's also based in South Africa. So we do have great classifiers.
No, I'm sure you'll connect him to clubs that can facilitate whatever disability they have as well, for in terms of accessibility. It's not always that. I think many of the clubs are still catching up to being as accessible as they need to be for disabled players. But I know, like the Kempton Park Club, they did a lot.
They did a lot of work on getting ready for the international, which we had in May. Juniors put 1.5 meter away from the jack level. Ellen unfortunately put her first one in the ditch.
Yeah, some support coming through for Boland from Wendy Stoffberg. And Pierre Paul.
I know Bedford View has just done massive alterations to their clubhouse for the physically challenged, with making it all ramps and all level and ramped everywhere, and the correct toilets and so on. So they've done a sterling job.
Definitely something for clubs that are looking to upgrade their facilities to look at. But I think probably by law they're now required to have certain measures in place when they do upgrade their facilities.
Yeah, strangely enough, not many people pick it up, but in the law, in the rules of construction nowadays, it would appear that any clubhouses that are wanting to do physical changes to their clubhouse have to incorporate the disability corrections to their buildings as well, and there's a couple of clubs that have done alterations, and they are unaware of that ruling, but hopefully it will take off and grow more.
It gives you more venues you can use for the nationals and future international tournaments.
Yes, yep, definitely.
And we can always count on a few medals from our disabled players when it comes to the Commonwealth.
They always up in the medals, Commonwealth, World Championships, all of those types of things. The disabled selection. Currently we've got so many up and coming new disabled players within the top echelons. There's some really great players, and we've also got 1 or 2 young blind or visually impaired coming through the ranks. It's going to make it very difficult in 1 or 2 years' time to start selecting the teams. It's going to be very interesting.
But that all bodes well for more medals in the future.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Edward's holding shot for now. Yes, he's still holding the shot there.
Yeah, it looks like I might be holding 2. I think it's Petula's bowl there on the side as well.
Yeah.
A bit of a loose end here. I think it's We've now completed 9 ends. It's been a long day. Getting close.
He's
Oh,
steaming through.
but it has gone in his favor. Looks like he's still holding free. Luckily, with the bowls being closer here, we can see Petula's bowls is a lighter red than a bit of pink in there.
Pink in the, yes.
Okay, we're 3 down. Those 3.
Oh, I think he had great weight on that shot.
He had a great weight to get there, but he just caught Petula's outside bowl. Petula's just called him to just draw on his backhand again.
Oh, almost following the same line as the previous one.
Follow the same. Carrying a bit of weight. this time.
I don't think that one's going to stop.
His replay, the replay didn't work that time. He put a bit more weight on.
Yeah, in my area, once we had a good bowl, we just say, "Kom ons kry 'n kyk weer."
Yeah. Yep. When I'm playing as well, and my team member has played a sterling shot, and I give the replay signal
Yeah.
that they use in cricket, and I give him that
The TV box.
the TV box, and they know what I mean.
Unfortunately, that's the most difficult thing in lawn bowls is getting the same shot twice in a row. But there's a difference between us amateurs and
the guys up here at this level.
yeah.
Just running through that meat into the ditch.
So that's 3
So it
to
looks like it's 3. Yep, 3
Boland.
3 to Boland.
So they move on to 13,
10 ends.
13-7.
So while we're on the 10 ends and they're busy putting out the mat and rolling the jack, I see if I look across, Sables is 9 versus BGN 5 after 10 ends. So Sables is giving BGN a bit of a run there. The next game is Limpopo versus Northwest, sorry, and Northwest is up 14-2
Yes, that's
on
correct.
Limpopo. Next one down is Port Natal versus Northern Free State. Port Natal is on 9, Northern Free State is on 12, and then also on this rink is Border versus NIBA, and that is 6-17 to NIBA. NIBA's up on that one quite well after 10 ends. So Jacques has gone across to go and do the other green.
Yeah, thanks, Owen. Here on the sea green, we have Edenvale, Eden versus Mpumalanga. Current score there is 12-6 after 10 ends. Next door, we have JBA playing against KwaZulu-Natal Country, the locals, and JBA leading 10-8 after 11 ends. There. Then we have Northern Cape versus Southern Free State. Northern Cape coming back nicely, just trailing by 1. Current score, Southern Free State on 8, Northern Cape on 7. Then we have Western Province against Ekurhuleni. Western Province, Neil Burkett side leading that one 8-4 after 10 ends. And then we have EP versus City Bang. Current score there 17-7. So, welcome back, Owen. So, Western Province taking a 4-point lead there against Kuruleni, and JBA only leading by 2 points against the locals.
The local. Yeah.
So some good games, and Northern Cape has also come back nicely against Southern Free State. 7-8 there. So yeah, lots of action happening over there on the sea green.
Are we just the one down?
Wendy mentioning that Boland should be keeping up the momentum they've gained now. This is so important, especially once you get past halfway, is to just keep the scoreboard ticking if you are holding.
But that was a sterling pick up there by Ellen. to
Yeah.
trail the jack back to her back bowl.
And great sportsmanship by Edwell to also
Applaud.
congratulate her on that brilliant shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Giving a hand.
Yeah.
Now we're up to 225 live viewers.
That's we're slowly climbing. I think I seem to watch it at the beginning of the games. It's a bit low, and then as we're getting towards the end
business
of it,
part.
business part of the game, the viewers start to come back online. Obviously, they decide to do a little bit of work in the office for
Yeah.
the first hour of the game, and then the second half of the game, then they come online.
Yeah, just finish the work before the boss comes, so they can just pull up the spreadsheet and say we're almost done.
Almost there.
Yeah.
By the way, how was yesterday's estimates?
Yesterday, when I checked last night, we were on all three games. We were close to 2,000 reach on them, so that's very good. It will continue to climb as people watching, and I'm sure many of these players, when they get back home as well, will be watching their own games multiple times to see what went wrong and what went right.
Yeah. And
Great coaching tool.
hopefully tomorrow, with the weekend, more and more viewers will click on.
Yeah, no, and you can always put the Springbok game tomorrow afternoon on the screen, and on the small screen you have the balls running at the background,
Background, yeah.
playing against Portugal in Bloemfontein.
Oh, but they can live stream all the way up until we finished.
Yeah.
I think that game only starts at about 5, I think,
Yeah,
tomorrow. So we'll be finished.
Well, let's see if we can get more views, but I know Bloemfontein Stadium is sold out.
Sure.
On Monday already. Oh, great attempt there. Oh.
Yeah, he drew it in there for second shot, according to Ellen. So it was a great
I think that one is on that line that
Des
doesn't
is
come
on
back.
that line, yeah. It's not going to come back from there.
So it's just the one.
Just the one
to
for Kingfisher.
So they move on to 8. So 13-8 after 10 ends.
11.
Oh, 11 ends, sorry.
11
Yeah,
ends,
11 is
yeah.
completed.
Yep.
Trish congratulating Ellen on that great shot. Probably taking her back to that gold medal win at the Atlantics.
Yeah.
Of Ellen being her second, it looks like, if I look at the team setup.
Yeah.
as I know Tris is a specialized lead.
I find it quite funny that Shem Petula says one of her biggest weaknesses is shoes. How unusual.
I have to say my wife's shoes collection is a weakness to my wallet.
Yeah.
Well, if we get an interview, we should maybe ask her what her most expensive pair of shoes are.
She says that the day out shopping is never complete without coming home with a pair of shoes.
Sandra Johnson commenting that the tide is coming in there, so Kingfisher should be getting ready for some good fishing now. Making use of local conditions in their area to motivate their teams.
Yeah. I see Des says that his other hobbies is golf, and for most of us, I think we can put it down as a hobby, golf.
Actually, my handicap is golf. And that's why I prefer lawn bowls. I don't need to go and look for the white bowl. I know where it is.
Yep.
I can't get to it every time, but at least I know it won't. I won't have to go bundu bashing.
Bush bashing, yeah.
I need to find someone else's lost bowl. This looks to be on a good road. Will it finish? Just needs to. Oh, unfortunately, just running into that. That was great weight on that last ball by Ellen. She's really gotten the weight control on par in this match.
Yeah.
She's not missed many.
Des has just pushed that yard and a half through, but he had a lovely line there again.
Both the skips just running through, but yeah, he's now in the mix at the back.
Yeah. Any trail on the jack backward, at least Boland has got something in that.
I just got some that
grouping.
half a meter extra on the jack that he can't afford to get Des now, because then he'll pull it through too much. But unfortunately falls short on this one. That one might have a bit of nuisance value.
Yeah, it's, no, yeah, they've decided to change hands, change his hand there.
Yeah. Stelling is blazing.
Ticket number.
There's also changing his hand, so definitely that front ball is on the line. Oh! I saw what it. He almost got to what he wanted there. A bit of a discussion, yeah, and
Petula putting a foot down with a firm hand.
yeah, probably one of those pair of shoes. Yeah, and Edwin putting his foot down.
Also with a firm hand.
Now we'll see who did the right call.
Yeah, he's going to play his his
Yeah.
preferred hand.
Narrow. And she made him aware that he was narrow very quickly out of his hand. But he might sneak. Oh! Just the one to Boland, so they move on to 14. 14-8 after 12 ends.
You can see the partnership and the friendship between the two of them. Because even though she said could make the comments, she still had a big smile on her face. I mean,
She knew he wouldn't take it too
too
harshly.
hard. No.
No. That one's just over. A big one over. Yeah.
We're just commenting on whether it was long enough. The end was going to be played long enough. And Des is quite happy. It was well in.
Yeah, for the non-bowlers, that needs to be at least 23 meters from the front line of the mat, and a great start there by Petula. Getting a toucher on the first ball.
And sitting right behind the jack.
Maybe the release of that tension on the last one with them two joking around has made them more relaxed to get that shot. Oh, that's a good position.
Amazing how just a little comment and a little smile between you and can actually relieve the tension, and your next ball is
Spot on. And Ed will giving the kyk weer.
Ellen asking the wind to help her with the distance on that one. The worst part about it is the wind was blowing into the ball, sadly. And it could have influenced
Oh,
influenced Petula's weight there.
yeah.
'Cause she put
A little bit more in there.
and Edward was a little bit nervous that it was coming too fast. But it ended up a great result there.
Oh, now we're getting a bit more wind. Closer to what we had yesterday in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
It's picked up. This morning I was watching, it was definitely an easterly wind. And now it's definitely turned into a westerly coming off the mountain. And it would appear to be blowing straight up and down the green at this stage. So this afternoon, when we change direction, it's going to be across the green. Boland does the changeover and holding 2 shots.
Desmond looks to be attacking on a narrower line here, and he's not far off. Oh, just bending at the last moment.
Yes.
But actually the weight was
The weight
more
is-
for a draw.
Boland's still showing that they're holding 1, but he has definitely. I think he's caused with that last shot. He's forced Edward to play on the other hand.
Edward asking Petula, what do you want? She giving a good instruction and showing that he's going a bit wide.
I think comment from Ellen there would appear to be that it's a measure for the second
Okay.
shot. No turn.
Yeah, only at the last minute. Just Petula just asking to go on the inside of that, end up in the inside of the white front bowl, and goes wide again. Desmond changing his hand onto his forehand. That is the more bending one, but I don't think he's... Yeah, just too heavy on that one. Looks like they're actually looking at a... Oh, yeah.
Are they
Measuring for a shot.
Where Ellen had previously said they were shot down, and now they decide to measure for the shot.
That might make you skip a bit nervous.
Yep. And Boland did take the one.
Yeah, so it's 1 to Boland. So they move on to 15. 15-8 after 13 ends completed.
I don't know, should we be doing an update on the
Yeah,
other
I think
games
you can.
quickly? So looking right across at Sables. Sables is 5th. Hold on, they're busy changing. They're on. Okay, so Border versus NIBA. NIBA is on 20. Border is on 8 after 14 ends. Port Natal, Northern Free State are Peel's 13 all after 14 ends. Northwest Province versus Limpopo. Northwest is up 19-4 on Limpopo. And then finally the BGN Sables clash is 16 to Sables. And I'm afraid I cannot quite see. Still on 5, so it's 5-16 to Sables.
Oh, thanks, Owen, for those updates on the sea green. We have JBA playing against KZN on 40. JBA lead.
You get your tablets.
It's Northern Cape Bowls. Current score there of Southern Free State. Probably our key match on the sea green. We have at 1 10-5 after 13 ends. In province, the youngsters from Citibank. Current score there after 14 ends is 20-10. Back to Owen.
Yeah, so on our streaming game, Ellen is just holding shot with.
And over there on the sea green, we have Western Province taking a bit more comfortable lead there against Ukuruleni. In our, probably we would say, the feature match in this round on that side.
On that rink, yeah.
And but the KZN side is really keeping up with the JBA side. The current score there 13-10 after 14 ends, so they're keeping it close, so anything can happen in that one. Of course, that will determine who goes into the next round leading the section.
Yeah, that draw yesterday afternoon of Western Province did not do them any favours. With only getting 1 point as the three points for the win.
Yeah, of course, the KwaZulu-Natal countryside getting that Peels on the last bowl at the last end. And now they're facing the log leaders and giving them a run for their money as well.
Edwell had a meter in which to draw in, and he's done a perfectly weighted shot just off the jack. So Boland is now holding shot.
Let's see what Desmond does here.
Putting the pressure back on Des.
He has a great line. Just needs to add about maybe half a meter.
Yeah, half a meter. And you can hear the wind is starting to gust a little bit with our gazebo roof. You can hear as it gusts every now and then.
I say it looks like it's on the far side of the same green. It looks like it's more constantly blowing than here where we are sitting. I think we're a bit shaded maybe from
the building.
And the pavilion here at the sports complex.
Yes. Yesterday, that sports complex on the other side of the road was really active. We could hear them playing their sport there and cheering their teams on yesterday very strongly. Today it's a lot quieter, but I'm sure come the weekend the sports complex will be utilized to its fullest again.
And hopefully we'll get a few locals coming down over the weekend to enjoy some bowl. So if you are in the area of Newcastle, from the surrounding clubs and you're not too far, why don't you pop down, especially from the other clubs here based in Newcastle.
Those of you doing the Joburg-Durban trip, it's a slight detour.
It's well worth it.
Well worth it. Come and spend an hour and a half here, 2 hours with the... you've got to take your 10-minute break. We'll make it 2 hours and come and enjoy some bowls here.
Yeah, and then you drive back on Sunday. You leave the coast early and you stop over here and you watch the final and then you go.
Yeah, continue
back
your
home.
trip. Yeah, just planting some ideas in people's heads of how to travel.
I actually got a call yesterday from Terry Turner, wanting to get some sweets for Louise Evans, and she said she had either two options, either driving down herself or asking me to buy them and just give it to her. So Terry, I think Louise needs some sweets for tomorrow, or for Sunday, so I think you should be driving down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fishing comment from the Kingfisher fans has been countered by one from Boland. Good harvesting, Boland. Petula has opened a little bit of an opportunity here for Ellen, with her first ball being a bit wide. But
Signal that she dropped it one short
yeah,
to Ellen.
that looks to a much better line and great weight. Also getting a touch.
Petula
Yeah.
did a great correction there.
She must be thinking of the shoes she can buy if she can win the prize money here.
Prize money, yeah. Few pairs of shoes could come her way.
Ellen just trying to get onto that shot ball or the jack, and she's not, just dipping at the last minute there. Great weight for the shot she was attempting.
Yes.
She's not far off from the KFB, just running through about a meter.
About a meter through.
Just dropping a bit of weight there.
Dropping that weight, but again on that perfect line, and just the weight.
But she's playing into the wind,
Into
so
the wind.
it's difficult to judge your, especially when it's gushing like it's currently. As you leave it, you think the wind is blowing into your face, and then all of a sudden
It's
it
not
drops, or
there.
it's not blowing in your face, and then
It suddenly builds.
I always like when the bowlers have their little lappy to check.
Hang their windsock, their portable windsock.
I saw some nice bowls lappies being sold here inside the club as well, with specialty embroidery on them.
I noticed there was 1 or 3 of them out there, hang up there for people to buy.
Drawing another one close. I think that one is also in the count.
It's also a bit of a problem because I think it's on. It would have been. Looks like it's fallen on Dez's line, so he's had to change hands.
This is not far off here. Oh! It will, I think, must have dropped a bit of weight on that one. Oh, so close again by Desmond. Chula telling me he can go nice and wide. He just needs to beat a foot to get shot. Terry says she's very tempted to come down for the weekend. On the comments. I think a few of the JBA supporters would consider coming down on Sunday if the final is
with
JBA.
Yeah. Just the one.
Yeah, just turning over the scoreboard, keeping that momentum, or how do they say, keeping harvesting.
Yeah, harvesting.
That's 1 to Boland. And they move on to 17-8 after 15 ends completed. So 3 ends to go.
The wind is picking up. It's starting to blow the name boards out of the scoreboards. So we've had a few of them falling out now.
Going back to the medium length here by Boland.
The wind from behind, possibly pushing that ball a little bit through.
Luckily our production team, I see that camera over on that side. He's put a few bricks in there just to make sure it won't fall over like it did yesterday.
Like yesterday, yeah, when the wind came through, it really blew the camera over for a while.
Doing a bit of a curling move there.
Curling move, trying to sweep it in front of the bowl, try and get it that extra meter.
I have to say it was quite interesting when we had the Disability Internationals here. I spoke to the guy from Canada, and he actually came from curling into bowls.
Yeah.
I think that's a good crossover for many of the bowlers on that side, doing curling in the winter time and switching to lawn bowls in the summertime. And the principle is almost the same.
Idea is yeah.
The scoring is at least the same, and then the tactics are similar, except that you can influence how fast and how to stop the ball. Oh,
Last year over in Australia, I was actually speaking to some of the Switzerland side, and they also had the same, the curling and the bowls change over. And when I asked him what he preferred, he did say he actually preferred the lawn bowls. But I think that was more for the fact that it's not as cold.
Yeah. I think it was always because I'd be falling flat on my face half of the time on that ice. Luckily, we're fortunate to have lovely winter days like this in South Africa.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Probably, unfortunately, the only drawback is because we have such lovely weather, not a lot of indoor facilities, or only basically one, a limited one.
Limited indoor facilities for the sport. But you know, the best is to be outdoors and
yeah, also getting a bit of vitamin D in.
Yep, not sitting in front of a television set all the time. I often chat at home, and I've said the July, August months are a real killer for me with the sport, because I come out of the racing, my Formula One, and I come straight onto my motorbikes because you got the three races one weekend after another, and then I've got to get off of the bike and I've got to get onto a bicycle to ride the bloody the Tour de France. And in between that, they're expecting me to play rugby,
and then you get the Dakar at the end of the year.
So you know, my sporting activities is especially punishing over this period. But I still enjoy getting out onto the bowling green and actually delivering a ball rather than sitting and watching all of those sports. And you got the grunting Wimbledon as well.
And this year we have the Olympics as well.
And a week's time, I think it is. I think it's next Friday is the opening ceremony of the Olympics. So I often play, you know, and I'm doing each one of the sports.
Yeah, yeah.
And I get asked, what am I doing this weekend? Now I'm Formula Oneing this weekend, and next weekend I'm going to be riding the bike.
Which Formula One team are you supporting?
The man. I have supported him since well, I was with Vettel, and then Verstappen. He's my man still. I think he's a great driver, and I watched him right when he was a youngster. When that first race that he did, I was still a Vettel supporter then, but when Vettel left, my allegiance went to Verstappen.
So it's 1-2 Kingfisher. Oh,
They're giving
Yeah,
it
one.
there on the
yeah,
to Boland.
Boland.
We just need to check on
Yeah.
that.
I'll go in quickly.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is for
Boland
Boland. No, it was just strange because Chula said one down,
yes.
so it was a bit confusing.
Yeah.
But probably speaking to the opposition skip maybe.
Yeah.
So it's 1-2 Boland, so they move on to 18 after 16 ends. 2 ends to go.
Oof, 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 oof,
No.
oof, oof.
You don't want to give away the one. I think this
I
might be a
think
good call for the
this-
umpire, or he's actually happy.
They happy?
No. Asking is,
It's half a meter up.
Yes. I can see the meet.
yeah.
The 2 meter mark there.
Well, this is probably the shortest end we've seen. This
Yeah.
is right on the.
This is definitely very close to just on the 23 meters length. And
Great start.
it should have adjusted very quickly and very well there.
So Kingfisher will need at least a multiple close to the 5 or 6 here to stay in this game. At 10 points behind.
And started off with a great first bowl.
Yeah, 1 of 5.
One of the first 5. Looking across at the others, Sables is 16-11 up on BGN, and they are playing the last end.
Yeah, and over at on Sea Green, I see Ikuruleni has come back quite nicely. It looks like the score there is, it looks like it's 10-11
10-11.
with 1 end to go after this. Oh, this is the
uh,
last end? Or is it, yeah, it's 15 ends.
15
so
ends.
3 ends to go.
3 ends to go.
So good comeback there. And the leading match between the locals, 13-12 after 16 ends completed. So they
JBA just holding on to the lead by 1 shot.
and the skip from KZN Country taking out 2 shot bowls there to hold now.
Yeah. Putting a bit of pressure on Jason's last bowl. I think it's his last bowl.
Yeah. Now back to the action here. It's difficult. There's so much good bowls around.
Just on the far end, the last end with BGN and Sables, Francois burnt the end. They looked like they were 2 shots down, and he's now burnt the end.
Yeah, and he's asked them to
So
play it from the
play
same
it
direction.
from the same direction. So
Now, we won't say what the players are doing. It's a bit naughty. So important to always carry your bowls over
Yeah. When you-
due to safety mostly.
yeah.
As
The game Port Natal versus Northern Free State is also interesting. The Port Natal is 16-14 up on them, and it looks like actually Free State is holding one. So
So they'll need to find that second one just to peel. And I have to say the Northern Free State side had a good session yesterday.
this on our game, that is a very tight head.
Yeah.
Very.
Alpha giving us an update on the other side. JBA versus KZN Country, 13 all. One, playing the last end.
Playing last end. Ooh. But on our
I think if KZN Country continues on this trend, they might be very popular for hosting the tournament or not playing against them.
this 23-meter end is very good.
Very tight game there between Ekurhuleni and Western Province. 11 all after 16 ends as well. And Eastern Province and Sedibeng. Eastern Province took that 21-14.
Thanks, Arthur, for that update.
Yeah, and that Port Natal game seems to be finished now. I haven't seen what they updated that score. We can always walk over.
In the meantime, there's the border Kingfisher, Boland, the Kingfisher game is a very tight head this time. They've taken one out. Confirmed one out for Boland, and looks like they're measuring.
So that's 1 to Port Natal. So they're winning that match.
On that nice tight head that they had there now, Boland took 2. So that puts them on 20 versus 8 going into the last end.
So 17 ends complete, 28.
And the final result,
Port Natal picked up one there, so they winning that one 17-14.
Okay.
And next door I see the NIBA game has also been completed. NIBA winning that one 22-12.
Yeah.
And it looks like our Northwest fans will be quite happy with the result there against Limpopo.
Yes. 20 Northwest on 24, Limpopo on 5, going into the last end. So Boland chose to go a full end on the last end, and the Tudor pulled up a metre short.
Looks like Francois is going for another burn there. Or attacking shot on rink 6.
6, yep, they're on 6. At this level, for him to, the way Sables has been playing, it's very difficult for him to pick up 5 off on the last end.
And that's just to peel.
And that's just to peel, yeah.
So he needs a full house to win.
And he's running the head again to try and burn it, which he has.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
He's burnt
Just,
the end again.
just went out.
There was a bit of a side spin on the jack, and it spun itself out of the. On our game, Ellen has just drawn the shot.
Yeah, and we've reached a high of 230 viewers for this game. And remember to keep watching and sharing and commenting as well. Even if you're watching it later on, this stays on YouTube forever for you to enjoy.
Oh.
Junior playing an attacking shot.
Chula played an attacking shot with the call from Edward to play, and she succeeded in making sure that Ellen was pushed out, and they're holding the shot again.
And not every day your lead gets an opportunity to
go at the head.
Now the skips walk over. It's up to them now.
Yeah. This win for Boland, does it help them?
Yeah, it will. As we quick check, Boland was on 6 points, so they'll move on to 9. So they'll probably leapfrog. Let's see who of the other teams that won. Yeah, they'll probably leapfrog the Northern Free State side, but unfortunately, they needed Northwest to lose their match, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even with, so Francois Koen will probably move down because Northwest will move up into second spot, depending on what happens in this last game. But I think it's probably more likely that Sables will win that match. Over this side, let's see who won against JBA and the KZN Countryside. JBA lost that match.
JBA sadly lost, and congratulations to KZN on that.
Yeah, picking up 3 on the last one, so winning 16-13. So that will make it interesting in that section, and it's already a difficult section to start off with.
Yes. Yeah.
So probably in that section, Neil Burkett will move into first position for Western Province on 13 points, and JBA will stay on 12 points. With Ikuruleni losing, actually that game's still on, so Neil is not definite. He still needs to beat Ikuruleni to move into first position.
Yep.
So that makes it interesting for all the top 3 in that section with JBA losing against KZN currently, and they're a bit of a giant killers. They drew against Western Province. Now taken down.
Okay, so Western Province has taken a 4-shot lead over Ekurhuleni on that last end, moving from 11-all to 15-11. 4 shots.
4 shots. Doable, but it's at this level, you'll think Neil will at least get something in there.
Within 4. Yeah. Okay, so the last bowl of this end, they're referring to it as a measure for shot at this stage. So Des has got a bit of pressure to draw into the gap. Didn't quite make it, so it's definitely a measure.
But in the end, it won't make too much of a difference on who's winning this match. But important for the shots
For
difference.
the shot difference, it can play a part
Especially-
come tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. Especially with teams bunching up on similar points.
Yep. Yeah, obviously we got to look at the bronze medalists as well. You know, it's not just the gold and silver; it's bronze medalists as well.
You want
No, you did.
Afrikaans mag vir julle.
Ja, kom ons weer.
Ja, en ons is hier so saam met die Boland span. Julle het 'n goeie wedstryd gehad. Het wel hoe was die green geweest? Het jy hom daarom 'n bietjie makliker gekry as gister sinne?
Ek moet sê, sy het gister op see gespeel en dit was relatief vinnig teenoor wat ons gewoond is currently. Maar sy het op 5 gespeel vanoggend en dit was hanteerbaar. Die green nou, bal nommer 1 is soos in, okay, dis iets niets. Dis asof hy gepolish was op 'n stadium. So dit was redelik vinnig maar hanteerbaar. Ek dink Patel het dit redelik goed hanteer. Sy het dit beter gekry as ek. En dit het gemaak dat ons actually in die game bly die hele tyd. So.
Ja, nee, en ons het nogal toevallig het ons gepraat oor haar een weakness wat sy gesê het wat skoene is, wat die shopping is. So ja, hierdie wen kry hulle dalk nou 'n bietjie nader aan daar aan die bokant. Daar het 'n paar interessante wedstryde gewees. So daar kan sy 'n paar skoene met daai prysgeld kry as 'n mens dalk deurgaan. Wat dink jy, Petula?
Jack, definitief, as ons die prysgeld, as we net eers die prysgeld kry, dan kan ons definitief kyk na 'n paartjie, miskien 'n paar nuwe tikkies vir die baan.
Ja, en julle het baie ondersteuners gehad. Ons het 'n bietjie van 'n tussen Kingfisher se ondersteuners en julle ondersteuners. Die een het gesê die gety het ingekom, so hulle gaan begin visvang. Dis sê die Bolanders nee, dis tyd om te oes. En julle het aangehou oes, dit die scorebord aangehou omtik. Ja, en ek hoor jy's 'n bietjie in die tegnologie in. Ja, so lekker om op die livestream te wees. Maar is nou nie julle eerste keer nie. Julle was by die PBA was julle ook betrokke geweest daarso. So ja, nee, baie dankie dat julle hier was. Ek hoop julle het dit geniet. Sterkte met die volgende games.
Baie dankie, ons gaan dit nodig hê.
Dis reg. Baie dankie. Bye
Dankie,
bye.
Jack.
Thank you, Owen, for joining us on the live stream here, doing a bit of commentary again. Hope you enjoyed it again.
Yes, I do enjoy it. Still got a lot to learn, but Yep.
Oh, we can actually keep the stream going just to give the people an update on that Western Province game, as well as
Well,
because they're almost done there.
The Sables BGN game is over, and Sables won it.
And it's just
So they take the 3 points for that win.
so they secure their position on the top of that section.
Yeah. Yep. And so it's just waiting for the final result for the EKB Western Province game.
Let's go and have a look. I can see who's holding shot there. And it looks like Western Province is holding D shot, Olivia's BOL. Currently holding shot, and it looks like Toy's BOL is second shot there. With Neil's last ball, so I don't see how John can get a 4 here. But he's going over to the head to have a look. He actually needs 2 to peel. They're currently on 13, 15 after 17 ends. So he needs a free somewhere. He has the option of pulling the jack back. He has 2 balls waiting. If he can move that jack back, let's say about half a meter. Then he'll get the 2, and if he stays with it, it might be free. John Malupi walking over to the mat. He'll pick up his ball in a moment. Getting himself set, visualizing the shot he's playing, spinning his ball in his hand. And he steps on the mat, does his breathing, sets it up on the backhand. Going for the attacking shot. Unfortunately getting struck up by that front ball. So I think that's 1 to Western Province, and Western Province has won that one. 16-13. So yeah, Western Province leapfrogging there. So yeah, good match. So we'll be signing off. We'll have a quick lunch and we'll be resetting all the cameras and everything. So yeah, see everybody. Yeah, 2:30 to 3. Thank you everybody. Bye bye.